Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is a look at our market leading stocks via our proprietary scans. We're going to take a look and see if they have any kind of a bias as far as signals for tomorrow. We're a little bit biased to the downside yesterday, and we'll see what they have for us tomorrow. So this is going to be for the coming session, Wednesday, August 28th, 2013. Right now on the NASDAQ patch, the NASDAQ is a bit weaker than the broad market. We are seeing mostly CPS signals to the downside. Those are usually very strong and definitely worth noting. We're running about every other security or so has got a downside CPS. So we're definitely seeing some pressure on the market. Seeing some good volume today again in Amgen. We had a nice short in that today. That one's 2.5% below the day's open. One of the weaker stocks on the board here. The other weak names are SanDisk is having a very weak day. That one's got a downside CPS. BlackBerry is also having a weak day. That one doesn't have the signals, a little bit light on volume, but those are definitely a couple names worth tracking for tomorrow. The financials, couple of these names have some pretty good volume pops. We have volume deviations in Bank of America, Citi, Goldman, JP Morgan, and MetLife, but as you can see, these don't have signals associated with them. So while they are getting some good volume to the downside here, they don't have the condition met for the downside CPS condition signals. As far as the energy patch, we've got a couple of camouflage buy signals. ExxonMobil's got a camo buy, and so does the Schlumberger. Aside from that, nothing else, and certainly nothing to the downside. Looking at the market generals, we're kind of paired off here. A couple of buys and a couple of sells. Volume pop in GE. We're also seeing a volume pop in VMware, VMW. VMware is having a very negative day, 2% below the day's open. So we're going to see a pretty big dark candle on the charts. Housing names, I'm not seeing too much here as far as signals go. We're basically paired off. Got a volume bump in Hovnanian. That one's got a camouflage buy signal. So if the market were to kind of gain its footing and try to bounce tomorrow, that might be one to look at. DHI's got a downside CPS condition and a volume bump to go with it. Transportation names, volume bump here in UNP. Most of these names are fairly weak, but no signals there. And finally, onto the commodities. Seeing some open-close deviations here. You can see the numbers in red. We're also seeing some VWAP deviations. Gold opened up about 25 on the day, then pushed quite a bit higher, only to retreat. And gold's actually below kind of the opening around 9:30 this morning, the equity opening anyway. So we're seeing some negative candles here. ABX very weak on some decent volume. Silver Wheaton had a pretty nice run the last few days, and that one's getting hit very, very hard. That one's down more than 7% compared to today's open, and also seeing the same condition in Double G and Newmont. So these stocks got hit very hard today. Dollar's not doing too much on balance. The dollar index is down about 0.3%, so it's not really so much dollar driven. So keep an eye on these. If these start pulling back into key areas on either the 65-minute chart or even the daily, I would again look to reload these things on the long side for sure. All right, folks. As always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight.